When working with a document, if it's necessary to navigate between all of the comments which other members have left, a quick way to do so is to locate a comment, select it, and then use the next and previous buttons in the location which I'm demonstrating now. If someone has made changes which you wish to undo and have things as they originally were, you can right-click and then select Reject Deletion. That will undo the changes of another user which have been identified by the Track Changes feature. When editing a large document, it can sometimes become necessary to make some changes in one location and then go to a different part of the document to get more information before returning to your previous location in order to make more changes. However, returning to a previous location can be a little bit challenging in a large document. So, a good shortcut is to use the document map. All you need to do is make a marker for yourself. For myself, I use my initials. And then I apply heading 1 to that block of text. That allows me to quickly return exactly to my previous location. Another method of creating a marker for yourself to return to is to type something, such as your initials, and then in order to return to that, you can use the Find feature. Hold down Control and press F. I'll now type in my string of text and click on Find Next. I insert my initials anywhere in a document in order to identify a location which needs my attention and should be revised. As you can see, this document has my initials in several different locations, which I have marked for revision. Sometimes, while working with a large document, it will be necessary to change the terminology which you are using to reference a certain part of the website or something like that. If you find it necessary to do a language update, you'll notice that doing so manually using just the Find feature can be somewhat tedious. To make it simple, you can use the Replace feature, which is available by pressing Control F to bring the Find menu, and then clicking on the Replace tab. You can choose what values should be searched for, and then provide a different value for replacement. For this example, I will replace my initials with the word pumpkin. And then select Replace All. As you can see, the document has now made 3 replacements. To return to my previous location, I will use the Find feature. And we'll continue our presentation. By default, any Word document is going to look like this. You can see that this view setting is beneficial for seeing exactly the way that something will print out. And before you print something out to share with another coworker, it's beneficial to click in the space between the page breaks in order to see how things will print out. However, for editing purposes, it's best to have a continuous page. And as you can see, it's very easy to control that. You may have noticed that under the page view, where it shows the page breaks, it's also showing some additional information. And this is in light gray text, and I cannot select it. This is the header of my page, or the top of it. And this is some special content that I have decided will appear at the top of every page. Every page can have header and footer content. In a moment, I'll demonstrate how to access that. This is the header at the top of a page, and this is my footer content. In the footer content, it's appropriate to type your name. That allows anyone to know who the original document author is, regardless of if the document changes hands after it has been printed out. Additionally, when someone is working with hard copy or printed material instead of soft copy, which would be a file on a computer, it is beneficial to them to have the page number appear at the footer of every page. And the reason for that is that pages can come out of order, but if the page numbers are on every page, then it's very simple for them to quickly reorder pages after working with them. The page header also contains the title for my project. I will now demonstrate how to access and control page headers and footers. That is controlled by going to View, Header and Footer. After selecting that, it's now possible for me to adjust the header. I can type here. And I can also include content such as a logo or any other image if I want. Whatever is typed into a header or a footer will appear in light gray text when it is viewed or printed out in any other view setting. In order to work with the footer, it's necessary for me to use the header and footer menu, which has appeared, and then click here. Switch between header and footer. As soon as I click on that, it takes me to the footer for this page. It is important to remember that whatever you do within your header and footer will appear on every single page. The way that the page numbers and my name has been inserted into the document is through the use of the Insert Auto Text menu. I will click on this now. As you can see, there's several different options available. You can include file name, creation date, author, and of course page X of Y, which is the document that you will want to, which is the setting that you will want to use for displaying page numbers on your footers. When you're done making changes, click on the Close button. If multiple changes identified by the Track Changes feature are ones which you want to approve all at the same time or disapprove, you can click here on the drop-down arrow next to the Accept Change button, and that will give you the ability to accept all changes or reject all changes in the document. Each time that someone sends a document to you, it's important to go through all of the changes which they have made and then manually approve each of the ones which you agree with by clicking by doing a right click and then choosing to accept it. The reason for this is that as documents go through more and more revision, the number of changes which are recorded is going to increase, and then soon the entire page will be filled with them, and it can become difficult to identify which changes were most recent. So that helps to keep things clean if you approve all of the changes which you agree with, which